welcome to Professor Rotimi, who will be speaking shortly. He is he's a visiting professor to the Sunderland University, and he's also a gynecologist and obstetrician as well. We have Neelam Hera, who is the founder of Sisters, the charity we've chosen this year. And we have Ini, who is also one of the speakers and the founder of Love and Care for People. She, all the way from Dublin, she's here today with us. And then we have Leslie Owusu, who is a British champion. You know, many of you might not know her, but she's one of the British Olympic champions today. We have her here. It's an honor to have you. Thank you. And she's here with her mom. And we have Dr. Brighton Chirek, who is also a GP and one of our, key speakers today. He'll be speaking on we are talking of cancers today. And I would like to introduce why we chose cancer as a topic today. In 2014, when we started Divas of Color, Divas of Color was to address, or is to address, the issues that surround women and an opportunity for women to come together, network, tell their stories, and be able to celebrate who they are, what they do, and how they want to be seen. And we had a very key person who has been one of our biggest supporters and partners, who was one of our biggest supporters and our sponsor. She was one of our biggest sponsors during the time. And unfortunately, we lost her last year of cancer. Dr. Kem Ezilo, who we dedicated this year's conference, this year's Divas of Color too. She was a champion of health. She was all about healthy lifestyle. She was a medical doctor as well, and one of our biggest sponsors. So all her messages was, women, take care of yourself, take care of your mind. Once you capture your mind, you've captured everything. Once your mind is stable, you can fight, you can be able to, take control of anything about you. So today, we are all about talking about cancer. Yes, cancer is a monster, but if you listen to your body, and do the needful, you'll be able to fight it. So welcome to Divas of Color 2017, and please, today, you need to learn how to slay in health. Thank you.
So my journey actually started around the age of 16, but I wasn't actually aware what was happening to me. And that is actually due to a lack of education. If you journey back to when you were all in high school, what did you learn about your menstrual cycles apart from they happen every month? That's all you learn. You're never told about any issues that you may face. You're never told what would happen if you miss a cycle, etc. It's just, it may be hormones or you may be stressed. Now, the National Institute of Health and Clinical Excellence say that 1 in 2 women will suffer with a gynecological reproductive health issue in their lifetime. That's 1 in 2 women. That's half the women in this room, yet we don't know about these issues and we don't talk about them. So how is it that the person, either yourself or the woman next to you, could be going through an issue and we don't know about these things? So PCOS is one of the most common diseases, which is an endocrine disorder, which affects the reproductive health. Endometriosis, fibroids, and they all predominantly are within the BME community, so the Black and Asian ethnic minorities. There's not much research as to why. So all we know is just doubled, but we don't know why. It's just left to one side that we as women are more heightened, more at risk, and that's become normal for us. And the reason for that is the perceptions and the gender inequality. And what we're trying to do is support women through these issues and reduce the cultural barriers around this. A lot of women find it very hard to access support and things. From an Asian background, we've had a lot of clientele come to us and say, our husbands aren't happy with us having our reproductive checks or smear tests because they liken it to sexual promiscuity. How in this day and age are we likening life-threatening illnesses to sexual promiscuity. And we should honestly, as a society, be pushing for these things to become normalised, because we are all women. We make up 90% of the workforce in the UK, and yet our voices are never heard until it's too late. So certain words in relation to reproductive health is still seen as bad words. We don't openly talk about it because it's embarrassing. So when I was originally diagnosed, I actually had the doctor point to me and said, "It's down, it's there." That's what I had. That's what I had at the age of 23. And you lose your faith in the NHS. And I've met some amazing clinical doctors today, but unfortunately my experience is mirrored by the fact of that experience, and so many women have had the same experience as me, and it puts them off. The other barrier is ourselves. Ladies, we need to take ownership. We really, really need to start taking ownership of our own health. We know our bodies better than anyone. When I was going back and forth to the doctor saying I was in pain, and I explained the pain to him, and it was back and forth for around 6 years before I got a final diagnosis, and that was because I collapsed because of the pain. And that's how long it took. And we as women pass issues off as normal. The problem is things like period pain. When it's really bad, we just think it's normal, it's going to be painful, but it's not. If it's doubling you up in pain, if you're lying on the bathroom floor because you just can't get up, ladies, you need to go and see somebody, and we need to start taking ownership. We need to start helping our friends along the way as well. So how can you help with this? How can you start making changes? Get involved, start talking about it. Ask your friends if they've got any issues, because you know something, 9 times out of 10, we all have somebody around us that's got one of these issues. If it affects 1 in 10 women, then yeah, with the chances are we are going to have somebody we know who's got this. So join in the conversation. We do a weekly chat to start getting these conversations out there, you know. Share the work that we do. We're going to start doing a lot more research, and we're doing research at the moment in women that do have these issues and the effect on the workplace, because the workplace are where you're going to be predominantly going to be. 90% of the time you're at work. So if you can get more support at work, the last chance you're going to be having taking time off, you'll have flexible working, etc. And we're going to try and get the government to recognise these diseases, all these endocrine problems, as a disability. Because when you're in pain to that level, it is a debilitating condition, and it is important that you get the right support from the beginning all the way through.
Again, not very common nowadays, especially in this part of the world, but in the developing world, where people still do a lot of abortions using metallic instruments to widen the neck of the womb, the damage in doing so, yes, you could have second trimester miscarriages. Now, miscarriages are very common. About 1 in 4 pregnancies will end up in miscarriages. But when a woman has 3 consecutive miscarriages, that is said to be recurrent. If you have a miscarriage, then have a normal delivery, a second normal delivery, then another miscarriage, that isn't recurrent. But a lady who has 3 consecutive miscarriages is said to have recurrent miscarriages. Now, the next bullet point there says complete. You know those symptoms I talked about? Some women will go on just to abort the whole pregnancy. It comes out, either at home or in the hospital. And that's what we call a complete miscarriage. An inevitable miscarriage means it's going to happen. You've been bleeding, there's been abdominal pain. When the doctor examines you, then there's the opening of the neck of the womb has occurred. And at that time we say it's inevitable, it's only a matter of time before it happens.
I am that woman. I went to the stage of depression, mental health, and even suicide. And not just me, I wanted to take my kids as well.
Where am I driving at? We have men in this room. African men. Or men of African heritage, be you Caribbean, American, or whatever. But we need the support of our men. Women, if I am right, can I hear Hoha? Thank you very much. So I'm not alone in this. We need the support. We need the listening ear. And we need the nurturing. But yes, it's vice versa, because you get what you give. Many a times it doesn't work that way. But you get what you give. So what am I saying here? We need the support of our men. We need the support of our parents. I did not have the support of my family because they as well said to me, Ini, go abroad. If your husband wants you to go, you should go. I would have come and they sent my corpse back because I obeyed. But thank God, who I serve, I didn't do it, but for the cry of my child, because I was frustrated.
I am supposed to be sharing my thoughts from the global perspective, and I believe they spotted me because they thought I was a politician, and I would bring out the political views of what the global policies should be and what the national policies should be to drive the issue of gender parity and focusing on health. Unfortunately, when it comes to gender, I try to drift away from politics. I would like to deal with gender as gender, and I leave politics outside. Because I think, as a woman, if I mix the two, I may get caught up in the middle. I want to tell my story as a woman, and I want my husband to understand, my brothers to understand, and my relatives to understand that gender equality has significant positive effects on per capita income, economic growth, and national competitiveness. For example, the World Economic Forum Gender Gap Report of 2015, I think many of you who are in this area have read that report, suggests that gender parity could increase the global gross domestic product, GDP, by between US dollars 12 trillion to 28 trillion by 2025 globally. I would like to interest many female researchers to the 2010 report by Lancet and authored by a lady called Emmanuel Gakido, who has given us a very good report. And that lady has been able to show that if you only allow a girl 1 extra year to stay in educational institution, child mortality would decrease by 9.5%. Just give a child, a girl child, 1 extra year to stay in educational institution. That child will make a change in our community and decrease child mortality by 9.5%. And that is a research which has confirmed that, which is very, very important. I wish therefore to emphasize that education is pivotal. Give a woman the knowledge, and that woman will have control of herself.
Remember, when you have a vision, people will ignore you. Definitely people will ignore you. People will laugh at you. And they will not stop there. They will fight you to make sure that that vision doesn't happen. But if you persist, that vision must come, and they will appreciate it, and they will be celebrating it, just as we are celebrating Divas of Color today. When we started, people ignored us. But that thing Mahatma Gandhi said, people will fight you, people will ignore you, but you will definitely win because you have absolute understanding. Once you have absolute understanding, you are unstoppable.
Like my organization, we provide support, love and care for people. That is why I started it in the first place. So we offer support. We have a chat group on WhatsApp. We have a Facebook page. So like connect with other women, because your story might just be what I need to hear to give me the boost to forge on in life. So you are not alone. Look for the support and go for it. Don't keep silent. It is a killer. Silence is a killer. So don't keep silent. Speak to someone. Look for help. And you can do it if you want to.
Generally, I can say that for me, democracy is number one. Because women issues are elements of democracy. We have to put our democracy right first, then the women issue will fall in place. And so that's how I've done it. I've been able to drive the issue of return of multipartyism to Uganda, and that God was able to help us, and we have been able to make a breakthrough. You know that Uganda is now a multi-party democratic country, and I'm very happy for that God used me and many others to bring that change. And now we are using the democratic environment to be able to focus on women issues, be able to bring about the issue of gender parity, be able to eliminate all sorts of evils that have gone with traditions, that have gone with all sorts of prejudices about against women. We are trying to address that now, and we started doing that from the level of constitutional making. We made sure that the easiest way to drive issue of gender parity is to entrench it in the Constitution. If you are just going to talk about it without legal backing, you will never be able to achieve anything.
And I'm so excited, especially with Fronty, the founder of the Divas of Color. I give my thanks to her because she conceived it, and we can see now it has come to reality. And the reality is that women now have the power to change things. Women now have the power to make life better, because if a society doesn't recognize women, it is impossible for them to move forward.
Well, you know, as a woman, I'm a woman entrepreneur. You know, I co-founded World Remit, so women is very much close to my heart. The subject of women in business is very much close to my heart. And what we try to do as well as a business, we're in remittance, sending money to to Africa and around the world. And for us, it's also important to help women across the globe to receive money, to be able to set up businesses and to become financially independent. So this is a subject which is really close to our heart as well.
And it's been wonderful to really be empowered today, to hear so many speakers talk about women's health, talk about the problems that a lot of women face through adversities, through domestic abuse, or issues about health that are taboo topics like infertility, and also issues with other health concerns. And I think so far it's been amazing. Lots of great people, lots of great conversations that need to be spoken, and also being able to celebrate women's health, which I think as an athlete I'm very passionate about.
My topic today was about the impact of miscarriages and infertility on women's well-being. And I believe it was educative. I believe from the questioning that quite a number of people had a new insight into the psychological and emotional problems that infertility or miscarriages can cause. Well, you can see the buzz around. It's been a very good morning and good afternoon. And I know there's still more to come. And quite honestly, it's been very good.
It's an excellent event. There's been some very, very good speakers. They're highlighting a lot of very important issues in all cultures, and actually highlighting some of the issues that are at the heart of the reason for high mortality rates in the Asian and in the Afro-Caribbean communities, such as not reporting, not going to doctors, not discussing issues. It's a cultural difference that has to be highlighted, and this forum is doing a fantastic job doing that. I'm delighted to be here and delighted to see that so much good work is being done.
Just the awareness, the fact that people are now open and talking about the actual topic at hand, whereas before it's been very much a taboo subject. So for me, that is a win in itself again, so I'm really happy to be a part of that.
I think we've had an array of speakers that have provided different elements of their knowledge on the topic. So, for example, the last speaker gave a testimony about her experience of cancer, and that was very powerful. Alongside hearing the doctor at the start talking about the importance of being able to talk about pregnancy and issues concerning miscarriages and topics that, especially in the African culture, aren't very often spoken about. And one of the highlights was to listen to the Ugandan speaker. Very, very enlightening, very entertaining, very powerful and very uplifting, really engaging the audience to understand how wonderful and beautiful Africa is and how we can all help ourselves.
Things like PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis, all these issues are really common within the BME community, but we don't get them checked as regularly as we should because we just put up with it. We just turn around and say, oh, we're used to having that, or in our culture that's common. It's not common, there's something actually wrong. And that's what we need to tackle, that issue that something's wrong. We need to go out to the doctors and say, we've got pain, deal with it. Not we deal with it, the doctors should be dealing with it. And it's about recognising our own pain in our body and dealing with it from an early onset.
Christiana Opalai, and the name of my brand is Opalai, and Opalai is about statement, unique pieces. So everyday woman standing out, that's all we're all about. So, and that's what we do, and this is what Opalai is about.
Thank you. So I'm Sammy Williams. I'm the CEO of Anchor Ready Ready Wear range. So Anchor Ready is ready to wear Ankara pieces. So we do jumpsuits, jackets, dresses, top skirts. We're basically a crops in the Zara and the Karen Milan of Ankara. So if you need Ankara pieces to wear, you don't have to go to the tailors. You don't have to choose a style. You don't have to go and buy fabric because it's there for you to just have.
Charity called the Charity Wrap, and these scarves are actually made by women that have been through domestic violence. So Charity Wrap will sell the scarves and they'll donate 20% to the charities that work directly with women in domestic violence. And for us, if you buy any of our products or book any of our services, we'll donate $1 to a charity that you choose. It's also written in our boxes. So yeah.
I'm an independent consultant for Neil Giard brand. So in Neil Giard, all of our products are natural, organic products. sourced from all around the world. They're handmade in the UK, so they're all handmade. We do a range of skincare, supplements, essential oils. They're quite well known for their essential oils. Superfoods and other well-being products. So we do a full range of basically holistic and organic products to help you from the inside and also from the outside.
Lizzie Adams now, there is a book and you're launching into like a foundation for young girls. So could you tell us a little bit more why you want to do that project and what do you want to, what do you want to achieve? Just in a simple term, what is your why?
The Lizzie Adams when I wrote My Name is Lizzie Adams, it was a book that spoke to a lot of young adults. And when I gave birth to the book, I realized it's a book that could derive into something more. And so that's how the Lizzie Adams initiative was born, which is a platform to empower and inspire young girls out there to be the best in whatever they lay their hands on. So that was how the initiative was born. And I launched the book and the foundation in December. And I wanted to touch the first place that was dear to my heart, which I was raised here. Nigeria was very dear to my heart, and I wanted to launch it over there and start off there. So that's how it was set. I started off in Nigeria.
Okay. Now, with the Lizzie Adams project, that is inspiring young girls. So how far are you now with the project? What's the major thing that you've really achieved at the moment?
So with the project, we have a section of the project whereby we run the Face of Lizzie Adams, which is a yearly project whereby we find a young ambassador to be able to inspire young girls like herself. So that's the Face of Lizzie Adams. So we've had the first one, which is our 2017, and we had the first girl, which she was 12. She was a 12-year-old. She's a 12-year-old girl, and she represents our platform in various. She represents our brand in various platforms, talking about the struggles of the girl child in our society, whatever society.
How does Lizzie Adams empower the ambassador?
So we sponsor her. So our Lizzie Foundation sponsors her education for the next 1 year. We sponsor her and also give her traveling opportunities. So if there's certain engagements, speaking engagements, supposed outside the country, outside Nigeria, we sponsor it. We sponsor everything all about her in that year. Her clothes, her feeding, everything. So that's what the foundation is all about, to kind of give her the boost and the confidence. So that's our foundation.
How can people get involved with Lizzie Adams?
We have the website, which is www.lizzieadams.com, and we're also on social media, Instagram, Facebook. It's at My Name is Lizzie Adams. So we're all over social media.
I'd like to call up Honorable Cecilia Owal, who has come all the way from Uganda for this event. So this is a powerful woman we have there. She's still serving her country, and I'm really honored to have her here today.
I just want to say thank you to the organizers of the Divas of Honor Award. I am really honored to be the recipient of this award. And I want to appreciate all the women in the room and all the women out there who are doing various things to make a difference in the world.
Real Oduwole.
Hi everyone, thank you for the award, it means a lot. I'd just like to thank God for all my answered prayers. My mum, my sister, my friends, my family, Bonty, girl.
Studio D Maxi by F. Wassam.
Ladies and gentlemen, Man of the Year award. At least it's not to myself.
Oh my God, I don't know what to say. Maybe we should have on. Maybe what you talk about. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. See you every Friday, 24, 9 o'clock.
Thank you very much. I didn't expect to win the award. I started it.
You don't keep it to yourself, you be a blessing to other people. Hence the reason I support the cause of the things that she does. And I hope so many.
Every year we champion a particular cause that that affects women, that anything that is all about women. So this year we chose to talk about women's health, and in particular the cancer, gynecological cancers, because our major partner and sponsor, Dr. Kem Ezilo, unfortunately we lost her last year from breast cancer stage 4, which was the second time she's been diagnosed with that, so, and her legacy of healthy lifestyle, we cannot say more, we cannot say it enough. So we always we're going to keep her legacy, we're going to keep her memory alive, and making sure that those things that she was very passionate about, we keep talking about them on this platform, because she came on Divas of Color in 2014, the very first one, and from there she called me and said, Faustina, I'm going to invest in Divas of Color. She invested her money, she invested her resources, she invested herself and time. So it's massive, and her moving away from this realm was a big blow to us, as an organization. So she's so much alive here. I know that she's so much alive. She'll be smiling over me today, yeah. So, and another thing is, once a story is shared, once a problem is shared, it's half solved. So this opportunity for women to be bold, to talk about their ordeals. You can see the lady that read the poem. For the past more than 20 years, she's been battling with this. Nobody has heard about it. But she called me, she said, Fonte, you inspire me a lot. Can I please come and, this thing has been in my heart, but I know if I talk about it, I will have that relief that I've been looking for. And this is the platform for her, and she came to that and she's so happy. So once I see such people, it makes me happy. You saw the lady I interviewed, Ibitola. When she started writing, people didn't believe in her. I called her, I said, you're going to be on Divas of Color, come. And she came, she exhibited. We gave her a platform to talk about herself. We told her to come and speak, and after speaking, since that time, she just got the fire, and she's all over the place. She now has a studio in Nigeria. She's doing a feature film. She's written 3 books, and she now has her own foundation. So that is all about, that is what Divas of Color is all about. Divas, go there, be diverse, be intelligent, be versatile, be able, and be a sister. Let's be the sisterhood everywhere we are. That's what Divas of Color is about.